The funeral is going to be held for the woman and child who died after a reported dog attack in Huntingburg.
Yeah, this is happening this morning. That is at 10 at St. Mary's Catholic Church. As we've reported, 53-year-old Olivia Regaldo and 4-year-old Evelyn Lopez died last Monday. Police tell us.
Now, y'all remember this? This is a recent case. This news report here was uploaded 19 hours ago. But they're talking about this case where the mother and the daughter were attacked by this dog. Okay. They're just saying the funeral is going to be held on Tuesday. But listen close to what they say.
Evelyn Lopez died last Monday.
What?
53-year-old Olivia Regaldo and
53-year-old Olivia Regaldo. Okay, so that's the mother.
4-year-old Evelyn Lopez.
4-year-old Evelyn Lopez. This is the 4-year-old.
Died last Monday. Police tell us that Regaldo was watching the 4-year-old while her parents worked. Officers say that Regaldo died at the home that afternoon due to a pre-existing health condition.
So the adult died because of a pre-existing condition. Allegedly. This is what they're saying.
After that, an autopsy shows Evelyn was attacked by the dogs in the home. Friends of the family.
An autopsy showed that Evelyn was attacked by the dogs. Evelyn is the 4-year-old. So after the adult passed, once the dogs realized that the adult was no longer alive, what'd they do? What'd they do? I mean, how many more cases, how many more stories do people need to hear? I showed y'all that test that they did years ago. That showed where dogs would wait until the adult left the room. And then once the adult left the room, the dogs would do something that they were aware that the adult didn't want them to do, or the human didn't want them to do. And it was a comprehensive test. They used the dog treat, sat it on the table. And while the person was in the room, the dogs did not eat the treat. And as soon as they left, every one of those dogs ate the treat. Some of them would immediately eat it. You had one of them that actually peeked outside of the door first. Right? It looked around, peeked outside, looked left, looked right, went back in and ate the treat. So dogs have enough brains to do that. And when your dog is present inside of your home, don't assume that the reason that they're not launching an attack against your family, don't assume it's because of some good character that the dog has. No, it's just because of you.
Pre-existing health condition.
After that, an autopsy.
Now they claim that she died from a pre-existing condition. Now I thought the dogs actually launched an attack first. We heard this before, right? Where they try to blame a pre-existing condition. So what are you trying to say? That she had a heart attack first? Had a heart attack and then the dogs decide to unalive her, to attack her? Or did they launch the attack? The adult, well, they launched the attack on the adult. And then what? She have a heart attack? How do you know? I don't buy it. I never buy this idea that, oh, it was natural causes. Well, the attack caused the heart attack. The physical attack, if they had a heart attack, I'm going to blame the physical attack for the heart attack. You know you're about to die. You're bleeding out. You're in a panic state. So even in those cases, you can't just say, oh, they died of natural causes. No, I don't buy that either.
Shows Evelyn was attacked by the dogs in the home. Friends of the family described this loss as heartbreaking for Evelyn's parents, Alberto, dogs in the home. Friends of the family described this loss as heartbreaking for Evelyn's parents, Alberto and Gina. If you want a list of ways to help the family, you can find that right now online at 14 News.
Y'all remember I told y'all about these pit bull bands and how I never get excited about pit bull bands because every pit bull band in the world as I speak is worthless except for Maldives. I think it's Maldives, the island Maldives, where dogs are apparently banned. Just no dogs allowed at all. But these areas of the country that claim to have a pit bull ban, including all around the world, what am I talking about? Because the same case is present in several European countries. It's not just the UK. It's also, I think, Ireland. Several European countries allegedly have pit bull bans. But you will notice in every one of those countries, that ban is worthless. Because they only ban maybe 2, 3, 5, 6 different bully breeds and allow people to own any of the rest. Well, the thing is, they could actually own one of those banned breeds and just call it something else because really nobody has the ability to distinguish between these bully breeds. Now, do y'all know that there's a video on YouTube where they shared 38 different bully breeds? This is the video right here. 38 bully breeds that can be great family pets. Yeah, right. You gotta love how they always say can be. They can be. What if they don't decide to rip your face off? As long as they don't try to rip your throat out, they'll be a decent, even then, they wouldn't be no great pet. But anyways, thankfully, they included a list. Look at that. How ridiculous is that? And if you ask me, they exist so that they could bypass bans. This is what they do. They'll make some minute difference in the breeding of these dogs. They say, oh, we have a whole different type of dog. No, you don't. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Levitt Bulldog, Pacific Bulldog, huh? Many of you heard about the Presa Canario, Valley Bulldog. Get out of here. Caucasian Shepherd Dog. That's actually a bully breed. They're calling a Shepherd Dog. You hear the Shepherd, you think, oh, German Shepherd. No. Now, many of them are Bulldogs. Y'all remember I told y'all, when y'all hear that Mastiff, these are bully breeds. And they're usually larger than the pit bulls. And for the most part, these Mastiffs A lot of times they're nothing but bully breeds with excess skin. The Cane Corso, same thing. They have more excess skin than the Pit Bull Terriers. That's why they always drooling and slobbering all over the place. Okay, so you got bulldogs, those mastiffs, you got a shepherd dog down here. And look at this. It's ridiculous. Mahorca Mastiff, Bantam Bulldog. People, I guarantee you, there are many pit bull fans who've never heard of some of these breeds. Alpha Blue Blood Bulldog, huh? What? Get out of here. Pugs, remember those are bully breeds. Great Danes, bully breeds. Rottweilers, bully breeds. Okay, this is very important for the young people. This is good information for everybody because they're always trying to run this scam. Oh, this is not a pit bull. No, they're all the same. Cane Corso, Great Dane, Rottweiler. Then they just got Bull Mastiff. Okay, Boston Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, English Bulldog, French Bulldog, American Bulldog. Get out of here. American Bully. Dogo Argentino. That's that football-shaped head bully breed mutt. And what is this? Look at this. They got American Staffordshire Terrier and American Pit Bull Terrier and Staffordshire Bull Terrier. If y'all don't get out of here with this nonsense, young people, this is very important. Stay mindful of this con that they try to run on the public. A lot of times you see them actually having a discussion, public forums about these bans. More people should be aware of the con. That way they could call it out because they're always recording these panels and discussions and whatnot. I think they're arguing before the mayor or whatever. It's all a con. If you're going to push for a ban, you should push for a ban. The only one that would make sense is a ban on these bully breeds. And these bully breeds typically are more dangerous. They're more dangerous. Okay? But they're not the only dogs that need to be banned. They all need to be banned for safety reasons. I don't want to hear about these small dogs. Small dogs need to go. Anything that is a actual lethal threat to, say, a newborn, a toddler, get them out of here. Y'all remember that famous video where the cat saved the little boy? What is that boy? Is he like 4, 5 years old? He was riding a little bike. Bike may have even had training wheels. He was so small. And then he was attacked by a tiny, tiny dog. That dog was even smaller than the boy. Y'all remember that video, right? And immediately, what happened? That dog started to drag that little boy. Just in case, since we're here, I know almost all of you remember this video right here. Shout out to you. But this ain't no large dog. They all need to go. Because you got to understand, even though some of these dogs are smaller, they're still powerful. And they're still far stronger than a toddler. That's why this dog was totally confident in its ability to drag the boy. That's a small dog. These are one of those dogs they always trying to argue, hey, these dogs are okay. Why should these dogs be banned? Ban these dogs also. Anything that's a lethal threat to human beings need to be gotten rid of. Now, today's Thursday, but this is my Friday because I'm off tomorrow and we're going to get busy once again this weekend. And I will definitely be back either tonight or tomorrow morning. I am back to working 12 hours a day. So bear with me. And I hope you can join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.